All right, we will kick things off this afternoon with Martin Truex Jr., driver of the number 78 Furniture Row Denver Mattress Toyota for Furniture Row Racing. With 2 more stage wins at Michigan, you're now at 10 stage wins on the season, Martin, the most of any Monster Energy Series driver. And clearly Sonoma presents a whole different set of challenges, but you do have a win under your belt here. So what's your approach here this weekend?
I'm looking forward to the weekend. I really enjoy road course racing. I always have. And so obviously it's been a good season, like you said, a lot of stage wins, and things have been going well for us. So just hoping to come in here and continue that, and maybe get our first road course win as a group, and my second as a driver would be awesome.
That's great. We'll open up to questions. If you have a question, please raise your hand, state your name and affiliation. Start with Tom here.
I'm Martin, Tom Jensen, FoxSports.com. Why have you guys been so good at stage wins? You've got so many more than anybody else even close. What's been the secret to your success there?
Well, I think just being fast, honestly, and just being fast, leading laps, which we did last year as well. And, there was a lot of races last year where we led a lot of laps and didn't get a great finish. And so I think the stages have kind of played into our hands a little bit, just for whatever reason, kind of the way we run. I don't know. I would say that some of it is typically we're usually faster on longer runs. And it kind of plays into your hands to be that way to win stages because, typically they're, you got to be good in the long run to win them. More so than maybe even in the end of the race when typically we have cautions towards the end for whatever reason. So for whatever reason, those things have kind of played into our favor, and we've been able to capitalize.
All right, we'll go right over here.
Hi, Martin. Peter Fournier with the Press Democrat. How do you expect these stages at the road course to be different than what you've seen already this season?
Well, the difficulty here is going to be when do you pit and when do you I feel like if you win the first stage, you're probably not going to have a chance to win the race at the end. I just don't know how it's going to play out. I think you're going to see a lot of guys pit before the first stage is over. Typically at a road course, you try to pit under green if you can. But then again, the last few years, we've seen a lot of guys pit under caution here just because tires have been such a premium. So it's definitely going to be interesting. I don't play strategy. I don't do the strategy. I'll leave that up to Cole, and hopefully he'll figure it out. But it's definitely going to be interesting. It's going to be a lot more difficult, I think, to call this race than it has in years past.
Lee?
Lee Spencer, Motorsport.com. Cole does like to think outside the box. I mean, some people have won this race on 2 stops, but you think with the stages that might change, or do you think that, he'll come up with something, just one of those kind of mind-blowing things that Cole has a tendency to do?
Honestly, I don't know. I don't think he has any crazy plans as of yet. And I think, again, the last few years we've seen tires play such a big role in winning this race that, I think it's been since about 2013 since it was won on a 2-stopper, or actually maybe 2012. So it's been a long time since anyone has done it on a 1 or 2 stop strategy, and tires are going to be a big deal. So I think everybody stopped at least 4 times last year, and we'll see what this year brings.
How quickly were your tires falling off today?
Very fast. Yeah, 5 or 6 laps is pretty close to at least a second. So it's a bunch. And you get out there in 20 laps, it's going to be 2 or 3 seconds. So definitely going to fall off a lot. But you just got to weigh out that, what is track position worth compared to lap times. It's seems different every week, but it's going to be important to have tires, I think.
Thank you.
Lewis and then Woody.
Louis Frankel, Reuters. Clint Boyer never thought of himself as a road racer till he came here and then started winning and all these other things. How do you, approach road racing? How do you feel about racing here in Watkins Glen, et cetera?
Well, I really enjoy it. I think, part of it, actually the first racing I ever did as a kid was on road courses. So, I don't know if that's part of it. Grew up racing go-karts on road courses a lot. And when I ran in the Busch North Series, which is now K&N East, we ran a few road courses a year. So I've had a lot of experience, had it throughout the years, and I've always enjoyed it. It's been a unique, fun challenge for me. And I think part of being good at it is enjoying it, and then, having success because of that. So it's not always been easy. I feel like we've gotten better and better each year, especially here at Sonoma. I think the first couple of years it was a bit of a struggle, but I've learned quite a bit about the racetrack, and it's such a unique place. It does take it takes a few races here kind of get it figured out. It seems like so it's been good to us over the past few years, and hopefully it'll continue to be that way.
Woody Kane with MRN. You were just talking a little bit about stages, and I was curious. You got a completely different beast next week at Daytona. How different is that track in July versus February? And do stage races feel any different at a super speedway versus a intermediate track, for example?
It'll definitely be different. Speaking on racing in July, it's just so hot in Daytona in July, and the track just loses so much grip. So typically it's a lot more fun to drive the cars in July than February, and a lot more challenging. Stage racing at plate tracks has definitely changed it a lot. I feel like that there's a lot less, just putting yourself in position and trying to stay out of trouble. We definitely see a lot less guys riding in the back trying to stay out of the big wrecks. And it's more fun to race at plate tracks now because you can afford to risk it. You can afford to race hard. If you do get in an accident at some point in the race, hopefully it's, before that happened, you'd gotten some stage points. So it doesn't hurt quite as bad at the end of the day, finish-wise and points-wise. So there's an opportunity there to gain some points even if you get in a wreck at the end, which I think has been fun. It's been made the races there especially more interesting, I think, and that's quite a big difference from any other track. I mean, it seems like it's made the most difference at the plate tracks than anything we've done.
Martin Langford, RaceNova.com. The heat, it's been a really hot couple of weeks here with record temperatures. How is that affecting the track?
Well, it's not as hot as we expected it to be here, which is a good thing. Sunday is going to be the coolest day of the weekend for us, so it's good that it wasn't 102 today or whatever it was a few days ago here. And we can kind of get a good baseline on what we need to do to the cars to race on Sunday, setup-wise. So it's definitely a good indication for us that Sunday will be a little cooler. Typically, race day you lose a little grip because more cars on the track and rubbered up. The track's been ran on all weekend, so it loses a bit of grip. So it should be, today should be a good indicator of what we're going to have Sunday, and that's a good thing for all of us.
Any further questions? Right here.
Donna Beth Weileman, Martinez News Gazette and Benicia Herald. I talked to you in Daytona before they started the stages, and you were really looking forward to it. You've been successful, but as a driver actually doing it, are you enjoying it, and what aspects of it are you enjoying while you're being successful?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's been fun. I definitely was optimistic about it in the off season. And I think it's played out the way we thought it would, and I've really enjoyed it. So again, it's been fun to be able to get points throughout races for leading laps and running up front. I mean, it rewards the people that do that, and luckily for us, we've been able to do it more than anyone. So it's been good. I think everybody's really enjoyed it. I think the fans have really liked it just because they feel like everybody's racing hard throughout the race. There's no kind of sandbagging or laying back, and like we talked earlier, especially at the restrictor plate tracks. You see guys racing hard all day and hoping to get some points early just in case they get caught in those wrecks. So it's been fun. I think everybody's enjoyed it. It's been a good addition.
Any other questions for Martin? Okay, Martin, good luck this weekend. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.